Good morning, Rio Hondo Roadrunners. My name is Jose Lara. I am the Transfer Center Counselor Coordinator. I do want to welcome you today just to provide you guys a brief overview of how to do an appeal, how to appeal an admissions decision. As most of you are in the transfer process or preparing for the transfer process, this will be a good informative workshop in the case that you do receive a letter denying your admissions to the university. So we're going to cover a couple of things. The outcomes of today are to basically just give you guys information on what are some of the steps that you need to be aware of, what are some of the processes at each different universities. We're going to be talking a lot in general terms, but I hope that this workshop gives you the opportunity to to definitely enlighten you on the process, but also at the same time intrigue some questions so that you can come into our center and schedule an appointment with one of our counselors to assist you or to meet with one of our student services assistants. So today we're going to get started on this. My name is Jose Lara. I'm the Transfer Center Counselor Coordinator. And I'm going too fast here. So you received a letter of denial. What does that mean? So the process is that you would apply to the university, right? And you're usually anticipating an admissions decision around the months of March and April, sometimes even earlier than that. And let's say that you received an admissions decision that is not in your favor. So the following reasons are reasons for a denial. So usually some universities will find discrepancies between the application and the transcripts. And that can be a mistake done during the application process where, sometimes we see the application multiple times and we think we entered everything correctly. And then for some reason we left something out, or we did not enter the correct information when it came to the application. When the university receives the transcript, they verify that the information is correct, letting you, and some universities will not reach out to you. They'll just take that as a discrepancy and will find the means to deny your admissions. Universities have also been known to deny students for not meeting a deadline. So if there is a transcript deadline, if there's a supplemental application deadline, if there's an update deadline, and the student is not proactive in that process, usually the university will consider that as a means to deny students also as well, based on the fact that the student has not participated in meeting the required deadlines. Not meeting minimum eligibility requirements that consist of GPA, completion of major preparation courses. For Cal States, it'll be the Golden Four, which is your oral communication, your written communication, your critical thinking, or your college level of math. For the UCs, it would mean your 2 English courses, your UCE, UCM. So that's UC English, English 101, your English 201 course, or Philosophy 110, okay? A college level math, and then 4 courses from the IGETC. Okay, so that's considered the 7-course pattern. And there's also other reasons why the university will deny students. It could be the competitiveness of the pool, right? Not having enough seats available to accommodate all eligible applicants. There's many different reasons why the university will deny you. Sometimes it's stated on your denial letter what is the reason, but they always give you contact information so that you can contact and talk to the evaluator so that they can give you the specific reason on why your admissions was denied. Next slide. What is an admissions appeal? So most universities have established procedures and forms that allow students to appeal the decision made by the admissions office. Listed below are some of the conditions. So you have to be aware, and this is very important. There is a time frame. So universities will establish a time frame for students to be able to appeal. Usually that's 15 days or sometimes 30 days. It really depends on the university, and it should be outlined in your denial letter. Some appeals are only reviewed for extenuating circumstances. So that is also important to consider. Some universities will not review an admissions appeal unless there's something extenuating that may have affected or impact your transfer process. Okay. What are steps to appeal? So there's many different steps to appeal, but the first thing is identifying and researching the school's appeals process. What does the university require from the student? Typically, you'll have universities that will have forms available on their website that you would have to download. And in that form, you'll find the steps, okay? There's different steps. So a lot of it involve, which is the second step on here, gathering a lot of facts and supporting information, okay? So what are the facts and what is the supporting information is on the next slide. Well, we'll talk a little bit about that. We encourage students to meet with a counselor. The important part of meeting with the counselor is to be able to have your records reviewed, okay, to check to make sure that you are eligible to transfer, meaning that you've met the 60 units if you're applying to a Cal State or a UC, meaning that you've met the major prep courses or on the path to meeting the major prep courses. Also, to check your application that was submitted. So definitely when you're gonna go meet with a counselor, we wanna make sure that we have those things available. You know, log into your like CSU apply, download your PDF file, email it to the counselor so that they can review that. If you're applying to UC, you can also download the submitted application, okay? And then the last step is to submit your appeal. So we definitely wanna make sure that you are aware that you're gonna need the following documents, okay? The following documents to appeal in a decision. You're gonna need a cover sheet, and that cover sheet is provided by the university most of the time. Some universities do not have a formal appeals form, and they just ask you to email them the information that they ask for. And then there's some universities, specifically Cal States, that will have an appeals form and a cover sheet to mail in or email to the committee, because there is a committee that's established that will review your file. You have to write a statement. Okay, what happened? What is the discrepancy? So I've done these appeals several times with students, okay, and we always focus on what happened during the application process, what are the facts, okay, why were certain things, whether the discrepancy was maybe you forgot a course, right, in your application, or there was a mistake on your application. Well, let's state the facts so that they're aware, right? Let's help them, why, because then they're still gonna know, but it's good to state those facts, that you're well aware of the facts, and also, why it happened, right? So there's many different reasons why this happened, whether, there was something going on during that time and whatnot. So you can explain to them, right, why you're appealing your decision. You will need copies of all your transcripts from all colleges that you have attended, okay? So this is important because some students attend several colleges. So the universities will not review your records if they don't have all your transcripts. Now, the question is whether it's official or unofficial. That is determined by the university. There's some universities that will have just allow you to do both, either or. And then there's some universities that will just say, we want official copies, okay? So it just really depends on the university and what they require. You will need a copy of your application. I always encourage students to submit a copy of the application, a submitted copy of what they submitted to the university, right? Just so that they know, that you're aware that these are the things that are needed. Even though they might not ask for it, I would advise students to submit a copy of their submitted application. If you are applying to the Cal State, okay, you will submit an associate degree for verification. You can either submit your petition, which means every time you petition at Rio Hondo for your associate degree, we send you an automatic reply with that information. So you can also attach that to it, save it as a PDF, and then attach it to your documents. Excuse me. So the associate degree, and then a letter of support from a counselor. Now, most universities do not want a letter of support from a counselor, but you know, I usually write a letter of support for students, outlining, or I help them write the statement, and in the statement, I include there that I met with a counselor and a counselor's name, the counselor's information. So it can go either way. Either your counselor helps you write the statement or finalize the statement, or they'll write a letter of support for you. So those are the type of things that definitely are going to be important as you prepare these documents to submit a successful appeal. Now, remember, appeals are reviewed by a committee, but in most colleges, appeals are reviewed by a committee, and they'll take into consideration everything that's submitted. If something is missing, you know, sometimes that doesn't make a good case for your appeals. So you definitely want to provide as much information as you can to help you advocate for yourself in this process. If you have questions, it is very important that you visit us at the Transfer Center. There's many different ways to stay connected. Okay, we have our social media. We're available through Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay, our phone number is listed on there as well, which is 562-317-0518, or you can email us. Okay, we also have Transfer Center online services. We have a Tidio chat. If you go to our website, you will be able to access that Tidio. Our counselors are available through many different means, through a phone call. Our counselors are available through our counseling virtual platform, which is Cranium Cafe. So we will work with you any way that we can remotely to assist you during this process. So please note that the Transfer Center is here for support. The Transfer Center is here to guide you during this process. You're not alone. You have the right to appeal for most universities, and it doesn't hurt to appeal. We want to encourage appealing, especially if there are cases where we feel that there was not a fair evaluation. So with that said, my name is Jose Lara, and I want to thank you for the opportunity to give you to disseminate this information, and reach out to us if you have any other questions. Bye-bye.